Washington got back on track at home against Purdue, and before this game and outside of the Ohio State loss, the Huskies were averaging 47 points and 541 yards of offense at home per game. And against the Boilermakers, they did almost exactly that. In Washington's 49-13 win over Purdue, the offense put up 506 total yards, and it had a 100-yard running back for the first time since Week 2 against UC Davis. That was Jordan Washington. It was the Huskies' annual salute to service game, and they wore alternate honor and support uniforms, purple jerseys, gold pants with some camo built into those uniforms. And it was the Husky defense that set the tone early in this game. It got fourth down stops on 2 of its first 3 defensive possessions, and Xe'ree Alexander was the guy who made both plays. Purdue moved the football inside the Husky 40-yard line on 2 consecutive drives, and both times it opted to keep the offense on the field for 4th and 1 attempts. On the first one, Alexander and Zach Durfee shared the 4th down stop that gave Washington the ball at the 38-yard line. The offense would go down the field in 6 plays to score a touchdown. And on the very next Purdue possession, it again faced 4th and 1 at nearly the same exact spot on the field, and this time Alexander got a 2-yard tackle for loss to give the Huskies the football. Again, the offense went down the field on a touchdown drive, and this is what Alexander had to say about those 2 4th down stops after the game.
I think it was really big. I think it was really big, but I don't feel like it was just me that made a play. Everybody did their job, so I got to give credit to all my guys.
Alexander's playing his best football at this point in the season. He's off of back-to-back games with double-digit tackles. He had 12 against Illinois, 10 against Wisconsin, and then he led the team with 8 tackles against Purdue. That's tied with Devin Bryant for that game. He also led the team with 1.5 tackles for loss against the Boilermakers. This is what he had to say about his preparation and how he's elevated his game in the back half of the season.
Really just like film study, just extra time in the facility and in the weight room and the gym, like just having that extra time and spending extra time in the film room with coaches. Like that's my main focus. Like I always just try to get extra, and whatever I can get in, just keep going. So,
True freshman linebacker Zaydrius Rainey-Sale had his first career interception in probably his best game so far of his freshman season. He finished with 6 tackles in the game, 5 stops according to Pro Football Focus. Both are season highs. After the game, Xe'ree Alexander stepped into the interview to ask Zaydrius Rainey-Sale about his interception.
Hey, I don't know if they asked you, but I just wondered, how'd you feel on that interception you had? Like, what was going through your head? Like,
I was like, there's no way he's throwing it to me. I was like, golly, I seen it, really? Caught it? I got nervous, though. I ain't gonna lie. I could have made a miss. I just need the pick, so, yeah.
Yeah, good game, brother.
Love you, boy.
Love you, bro. You doing interview?
Against Purdue, the defense finished with 23 total quarterback pressures. Bryce Butler led the way with 7 of those. They also had 6 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and 5 pass breakups. Deshaun Lynch had 2 of those pass breakups. He also had a sack and a tackle for loss in the game. On the other side of the ball, the Washington offense was without Jonah Coleman. He was dealing with a left knee injury that he sustained during the Wisconsin game. He ended up not playing after being a game-time decision, which meant the offense turned to Adam Muhammad and Jordan Washington in the backfield. And it was Adam Muhammad's first career start. He carried the ball 17 times for 59 yards, and he had 3 rushing touchdowns on the day. He also forced 8 missed tackles. And Jordan Washington stepped up with the biggest game of his career. He carried the ball just 5 times against Purdue, but he had 108 rushing yards and a touchdown. And that score was a 68-yard touchdown run that was the longest rushing play for the Huskies this season. He showed off his elite speed out of the backfield on that touchdown run, and this is what Jedd Fisch had to say about that play after the game.
Speed's good. Speed's good, and we knew when Jordan made the first guy miss, and there was no one catching him. So that was fun to watch him. I got to just coach him up on not taking his helmet off when he scores a touchdown.
Among the players that stepped up in this game was wide receiver Audric Harris, who entered the game with just 2 catches on the season for 10 yards, and he doubled that count in receptions against the Boilermakers. Harris caught 2 passes for 90 yards, including a 61-yard touchdown reception that was the longest passing play for the Husky offense this season. And linebacker Xe'ree Alexander talked about the impact of those 2 young players stepping up for this offense, Jordan Washington and Audric Harris.
They're ball players. Like I said a little bit earlier, when we put them on the field, we trust them. And I have full faith that our guys are going to make plays, and they did tonight. So we just got to continue to keep developing them and keep them up, get them back on the field. They're going to keep making plays. So yeah.
Demond Williams finished the game 16 of 19 with 257 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, and he also talked about the performance of Audric Harris at receiver.
Yeah, I speak volumes of him. He comes in every day ready to work regardless of, where he's at on the depth chart, and everybody knows anything can happen on any week. So they called his number, and he was ready to go.
Omari Evans was another player who served as that next man in at wide receiver for an offense that was without Denzel Boston and also without Raiden Vinesbright, who was injured in the game. Evans finished with 3 catches on 3 targets for 60 receiving yards. It was his best performance of the season, and that included a 43-yard deep pass down the sideline that he hauled in with one hand as he fell to the turf. Raiden Vinesbright suffered a head injury during the game. He was carted off the field on a stretcher and into an ambulance, but Jedd Fisch delivered positive news after the game about the wide receiver. The head coach said that Vinesbright was fully mobile, fully awake, and fully aware after the game, added that he is doing well, and that the measures taken on the field were precautionary. The loss for Purdue moves them to 0-8 in the Big Ten Conference and 2-9 overall, but this game inside Husky Stadium was a reunion for punter Jack McCallister, who transferred to Nebraska and then to Purdue over the offseason. And he had a really solid outing back inside Husky Stadium, 4 punts for 174 yards with an average of 43.5 per kick and a long of 58. His first 2 punts pinned Washington inside the 10-yard line, and his third was downed at the 13. This is what the first punt looked like from the press box. Defensively, linebacker Manny Powell had the best game for Purdue, 9 total tackles, 7 solo, and that included a sack and a tackle for loss. The Boilermaker defense finished with just 4 tackles for loss against Washington and 1 quarterback hurry, but they did start the game with a turnover. On a bad snap, the ball got away from Damon Williams, and the Purdue defense jumped on it. Ishmael Breon recovered the fumble and gave Purdue the football in plus territory. And that was really the only positive for the Boilermakers all evening. It finished with just 267 yards of offense. It was 5 for 14 on third down with an average distance of 7.5 yards to go. Malachi Singleton took the majority of the snaps for the Boilermaker offense. He finished 16 of 28 for 150 yards and a touchdown. His leading receivers were Nitro Tuggle and E.J. Horton, who each had 3 receptions. Tuggle finished with 57 yards and Horton had 34 with a touchdown. And this is what Washington head coach Jedd Fisch had to say after the game as Washington moves to 7-3 on the season with a road trip to the Rose Bowl next week against UCLA.
Okay, first of all, salute the service game. Want to make sure that we appreciate all of our troops and everybody that has given us the freedoms that we all have and the opportunity that we all get to do to play this amazing game and live in this country. And certainly want to also thank Coach Petrilli, gave him a game ball today, and obviously appreciate his service to our country. Proud of our guys, thought our guys played exceptionally well today. A lot of young guys were playing, the guys that had to step up. It's fun to watch. That's how you build it. You build it with young guys, and it's fun to see this recruiting class step up. I think I saw today that we had 2,000 reps, something to that effect with freshmen. It's pretty amazing, pretty awesome to see our guys do what they're doing. Thought that our quarterback played exceptionally well today. Damon was 16 for 19. 84%. I thought Adam Muhammad stepped in beautifully as our starting back, and 3 touchdowns, which was awesome. 60 or so yards on the ground. It's great to see Jordan Washington rip one off. It's great to see Audric step up, make plays. Dez Roebuck got in the end zone again. Defensively, I thought it was really nice to see the way our guys attacked the quarterback. I thought Lynch and Durfee did a great job attacking the quarterback. And all together, I thought we had a good game. Proud of our guys. Not easy to score 49 points in this conference. So excited that we're 7-3 and have a chance now to get on the road and go play UCLA.